Stelarc is a pioneering artist of performance, of body art, of exploring the post-human, of the very complex set of relationships between the body and technology and augmentation. He is celebrated all over the world. It's an honour to be able to show his work in Australia and on a platform like the Adelaide Biennial.
We're sort of living in an age of circulating flesh, of fractal flesh, and of phantom flesh. The body is this contemporary construct of meat, metal, and code. So we can now extract organs from one body and insert them into other bodies. We can stitch the hands from a cadaver to the limbs of an amputee. By fractal flesh, I mean bodies and bits of bodies spatially separated but electronically connected. And by phantom flesh, I mean increasingly now we're performing remotely, we're performing online, we're performing with our sort of digital doubles.
So the 2020 Adelaide Biennial of Australian Art is titled Monster Theatres.
This is actually the first Biennale in Australia where I'll have a new project realised.
It was both exhilarating to think about working with him on a 9-metre robot, but also a little intimidating because nothing quite like this has ever been done before. And even for Stelarc, this was going into a place that he'd never explored in terms of the scale of this extraordinary thing that we now call reclining stickman.
So with Stelarc's project for the Biennial, he's going to be scaling up all of his ideas, both in terms of the robot itself, which is 9 metres in length, but also in terms of the reach of the project. Because it has an online interface, it means that people can connect with the work, and the distribution of agency, both in terms of audiences in situ, but also online anywhere around the world, 24 hours a day, massively scales up the reach of that project as well.
Was it the intention to be in it right from the start? Well, not necessarily, but Stelarc has, over time, adapted the robot so he can be mounted within it, be at the centre of that piece of work. And that's very important, I think, because it sends a really important message in the 21st century that humans should be at the centre of the technology.
So the Biennial creates an opportunity for artists to follow the big ideas and to be ambitious in the pursuit of new work. You know, you can't do an exhibition called Monster Theatres without creating some monsters that we never expected.
In my mind, art and science and engineering are indivisible, because Da Vinci best represented that in his own work as a painter and as an inventor. And in some ways, Stelarc is drawing on that long tradition of engineers and artists and scientists working together, crossing disciplinary boundaries. And that's what we see in Reclining Stickman. And that's what we, in this extraordinary time we live in, the digital age, need to do again. We need to bridge the boundaries between the disciplines.